Yo, Jazz, we ready to go? Let's get it. I want you to say it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Life of Liz.
Let's go.
Don't let this moment pass you. Grab you a pen in the pad. Life is moving too fast. Slow down, live you a life of list. Don't let this moment pass you. Grab you a pen in the pad. Life is moving too fast. Slow down, live you a life of bliss. Yo. Thank you so much for pushing that play button and listening to another episode of Life of Liz. Thank you so much, Possibilities, for letting me record in your studios. Paradigm Shift for powering not only this episode, but the entire Life of Liz podcast. Shout out to Santiago and Jazz on the ones and twos. I appreciate your partnership. And we're going to jump right in. Go get the book. Go get the book. Go get the book. Go get the book. Go get the... That was subliminal. Like, you know how they, at the end of the commercials, they're like, they like say all the things at the end. Maybe not. I like the commercials. No, just me. All right. So before we jump in, we got to jump back. This episode is titled Hard to Take. I'm going to take my time with this episode. I'm going to slow down a bit. You know, sometimes I get on my soapbox, on my high horse, and I just go. I be so passionate about the topics that I'm talking about. I really think this is a good book. It's a good project. But I'm going to resist the urge to fly through this topic because it's a hard one. It's a hard one. I was talking to my friend Hetty, Gregory Coleman, hashtag We Tell Stories, hashtag Guthrie America, hashtag Go Win. He's such a good dude. I mean, if you don't have a Hetty in your life, you need to get one. Somebody that's going to encourage you to dream big, that's going to put his money where his mouth is, that's going to walk alongside you and do life with you. I mean, Hetty and I just came back from Atlanta. We was on a business trip and I was telling him about all the stuff I had to do. And he was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna come with you. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, just like, pay for my flight, we'll share a room together. Like, I'll just run around and serve you. And I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it. This dude is such a servant. He loves his community. He loves his wife. I stole his hashtag, my wife is fine. He loves his kids. He loves his church. He loves his God. I mean, he's just such a good dude. And he's worn many hats in my life. Brother, friend, mentor. But one day he had on the coach hat. And I remember just sitting down in front of him. And he asked me about something. I don't even remember what it was, but I was complaining. And he stopped. He didn't say anything for a while, but he just stopped me and he was like, hey, man, maybe it's you. Maybe it's just you. And I stopped and I was like, what did this dude just say? Because, when you get on one like that with your friends, you don't want reason and you don't want rationale. You just want to go in and you want them to be like, I know, like, forget him, forget her. Like you just want them to just ride with you for a little bit. But he didn't even do it. Maybe if he had on his friend hat or his brother hat. But that day he had on his coach hat and he said, man, maybe it's just you. Maybe you're the problem. Maybe it was your fault. Like, did you ever consider that? Maybe it's just you. And I've done a lot of shifting and thinking since we've had that conversation. And actually my default now is to just assume it's me. Based on that conversation, I always think it's me first. Before I even project any frustration or anger, I really just step back and I pause. Not to say that I don't complain or vent anymore, but I really, when I go into problem-solving mode, I consider the fact that maybe it's me first. And it's a skill I picked up from Hetty. Not to like a self-deprecation level. I'm not like saying I'm the root of all problems, but oftentimes if I look inward first, then my perspective changes. And that's not what we're here to talk about today, but I'm just kind of giving you all just the process that I was going through when he said, bro, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. Now I want to take the focus off of me just for a little bit, and I want to put it on Hetty. I cannot imagine, I'm just assuming, because he's such a tender-hearted, loving, attentive, intuitive, respectful, he just handles his family and his friends with such care and dignity and love and admiration. Because I know that about him, I cannot imagine how difficult it was for him to say that to me. I'm just trying to imagine me talking to my wife or my kids, and I'm like, maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's you. You know, like I wouldn't be so reckless with it, but like I can imagine having to say the hard thing. And that's what I want to encourage you all to do today. Some of those things can be hard to take. They can be hard to give. They can be hard to take. But hard is the word. Difficult. It can be awkward. It can create some anxiety, right? Some nervousness. When we think about telling our friend or our loved one or somebody that's close to us about a problem, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. When they're talking about I can't believe my man did this. I can't believe my girl did this. I can't believe it's like, bro, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. People at my job doing so. Maybe it's you. I can't shake this weight. Maybe it's you. And I'm not even saying that's the answer to all the problems. I'm just using what Hetty said to me to slow me down. Maybe it's you. That's the equivalent of anything that we could say for our friend or loved one. Maybe you're the problem. Oh, whatever that, insert hard thing. Your breath stink. You're bad with money. You need to take a shower. I don't like the way you treat your kids. Why your house always dirty? Whatever it is. Saying those things can be so difficult sometimes. And I think I have an idea of why we don't say it. I think I got 3 reasons I believe we don't say it. Number one, we really, really, really love our people. And we don't want to do anything to cause them harm or pain or discomfort. And our love for them actually prevents us from saying it, right? And sometimes I think saying it is love. Saying it is love. But I actually think initially we don't say the thing because we love the people. I don't want to say the things. It's awkward. It's difficult. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because I love you, because I care about you. The second thing is, I think it requires some discomfort from our end. It takes a lot to get comfortable in those situations, to get comfortable in that awkwardness and that silence and that conflict, to be comfortable there. And it's much more comfortable for us to just gas them up and be like, I know, for real? That's crazy. And to not pull them on the carpet and be like, yo, maybe it's you. It's more comfortable for us. It's more comfortable. So number one, I think we love them. We love them. Number two is more comfortable for us. More comfortable. And number 3, I think it requires some work. Once we point that thing out, we can't just drop it all willy-nilly. We then gonna have to explain it and flesh it out. And if you're a real friend, hopefully you walk alongside them during that process. I know for me, when I had my wife or my friends or my family or somebody correct me, I think the worst thing you can do is just drop that thing and be like, yo, maybe it's you, and then walk away. Be like, yo, breath stink, walk away. It's like, you ain't got no gum for your boy. You ain't got a mint or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got no toothpaste I can rub on my tongue. You ain't got no candy I can eat, nothing. You ain't got nothing. You just gonna tell me my breath stink and you gonna walk away? It's only part of the solution. Help your boy out. I think those are 3, not the only, but I think those are primary reasons that we don't say the hard thing. We actually love our people. And it takes a real maturity to let love be shaped in saying the thing. But I think we want the people to like us and not be upset with us. We want them to be comfortable, right? And sometimes it's just easier, right? That's the second part, to just let it ride. Because number 3, if I say something, then I got to sit in this thing with you. I'm not just going to be able to just say it and drop it and leave it. Right now I'm pointing out something. I'm pointing out a flaw. I'm pointing out a shortcoming. I'm pointing out a deficit. I'm pointing out something that once I point this thing out, I'm going to have to elaborate on it, provide additional information on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to do the thing once I say the thing. And so it's just so much easier to be like, I love you, right? I don't want this situation to be uncomfortable. And I don't want to have to walk through this thing with you. But I can tell you, when Hetty said that thing to me, he loved me, still does. And he didn't want me to be out there looking a fool, acting a fool, or assessing the situation inaccurately, incorrectly. And then he walked me through it. So this is what I want you all to do. Even though it's going to be hard to take for the people that you're talking to, you can think of it right now. You can think of somebody. It could be a kid, your person, your parent. It could be anybody. I know you got at least 3, 4, 5 people that's coming to your mind right now that you need to say something hard to. I don't like when you treat me that way. I don't like the way you make that dish. I don't like when you don't take the trash. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, however you want to say it, you can use your speaker listening techniques. You can use your no blame, no shame techniques, or however you want to address the issue. But you got something that you want to say that you have not said because, one, you don't want the awkwardness. You don't want to have a long conversation about it. But you're sitting in the discomfort. You're sitting in the awkwardness, knowing that you could say something, but you don't. And that's more detriment than saying something at all. So I want you all to lean in. We've been talking about this: lean in, step in, dive in, walk in. I want you to say the hard things, knowing that for them, it may be hard to take. But more than it being hard to take, sometimes I think it's harder to give, right? Some of us believe that our friendships and our relationships are going to be on the line if I say this thing. That they're not going to view me as a good parent, or I'm not going to be their friend if I say the thing, or I'm going to lose my job if I say the thing. I'm going to get kicked out the club, or I won't be invited back if I say the thing. I have people that don't even invite me to stuff now because I said the thing. And I live in a great heaping top load of FOMO because I want to be with the people and I want to be in the atmosphere and I want to be, but I won't tolerate certain things. And so I say it. And so I'm no longer in that environment anymore. So I understand the risk associated with saying the things, but harder than it is to take, I think that it's harder to give sometimes. But the reason we don't give it, because we know it's going to be hard to take. So I want to encourage you all to say the thing. Maybe it's you. Ugh, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. But I believe that is another form of love, that it's worth being uncomfortable and inconvenienced for the moment. And I believe that our relationships will be deeper. So I know it's harder to give, and for other people, it's going to be harder to take. But I want you to say it anyway. I believe your relationships will be better, and if not, you got it off your chest. It's another episode of Life List. Thanks so much for listening. This episode was Hard to Take.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of My Life of List, hosted by yours truly, Derek Sire, powered by Paradigm Shift, recorded in the Possibility Studios. Signing off until next time.
Don't let that small moments pass you. Grab you a pen and a pad. Life is moving too fast. Slow down. Live you a life of list.